Hi counselors, welcome to another video from Counselor Tips. Supervision style. What? What does it even mean? Well, it means a lot of things actually, so hang in there with me because we will run through the different meanings of supervision style. And hopefully when you're watching this video, you can connect with what is my style, and that'll better help you discern how you have a match with a supervisor, which ultimately is imperative to the supervision relationship being most effective. So the first thing you're going to want to look for is what kind of supervision style does your supervisor or potential supervisor offer? The first thing you want to do is ask. Ask what their style is. Ask if it's developmentally based or theoretically based, or are they directive or non-directive? And then assess your needs. What do you need to be successful? So you're going to ask them and you're going to ask yourself. And then you're going to determine if it's a fit. I think frequently supervisees just take whatever supervisor they're given, they feel helpless, and then if it's not a match, they're disgruntled and just feel like they have to march through the process, getting what they got, and not learning as much as they could. Don't let that happen to you. Ask. Ask them, ask yourself. Then assess if it's going to be a match. What is your supervisor's theoretical orientation? Ask how their theoretical orientation is actually going to impact supervision. Then assess what theoretical orientation you prefer and decide if it's going to be a match. What is your supervisor's philosophical orientation? What? I thought we were in counseling. It still matters. Ask questions about their philosophical understanding of the process of counseling as well as supervision. And then assess where you are and what you think your needs will be. And again, we're back to evaluate. Is it going to be a match? Supervision is supposed to be offering a supervisee an opportunity where they can grow, where they can learn, not just as a counselor, but as an individual and a future supervisor. Supervision needs to provide you as a counselor with an opportunity to assert for your own needs being met, to practice your communication style. We always also want to consider diversity. Diversity is a very broad topic, but you want to look at your supervisor's orientation as far as their racial identity, their gender identity, their gender expression, their sexual identity, their age, their own experiences as a counselor, the culture they come from, and let's make sure that you don't make any assumptions. In addition, even if you and your supervisor look very similar, you're going to have small areas or nuances where you two will vastly differ. It's imperative that you feel comfortable and safe enough with your supervisor to have discussions around the differences between you and them. Otherwise, the relationship can become an ineffective or non-working relationship. There are a handful of different styles of supervision, and so I'll briefly cover those in this video. So one is a supervisor who's considered an active supervisor. Well, it's just like it sounds. This kind of supervision is the supervisor is direct. They ask specific questions. They will answer questions directly and offer their interpretations. This type of supervision is problem solution oriented. It is based on finding alternative solutions to places where you're getting stuck professionally with or without the interaction of the client. This type of supervision is speculative about potential outcomes and really focuses on the dynamics between the supervisee and the client. Reactive supervision is a bit how it sounds. This reactive supervision is a more indirect style. It doesn't ask too many questions, and generally this type of supervisor is not providing you with answers. This type of supervision really focuses on exploring the therapeutic process, the issues that may come up in the therapeutic relationship, and really focuses in on the counselor dynamics within the counselor as well as the counselor and client relationship. Reactive supervision allows the counselor to struggle through areas where they're stalled or there's a conundrum and find their own solutions. There is philosophical supervision, and this too is very much how it sounds. When feedback is provided to a supervisee in a philosophical supervision relationship, it is provided in an abstract way. If the supervisee lacks clear direction, we have seen that in this supervision style, supervisors will often become frustrated with their supervisees. A theoretically oriented supervisor believes that the counselor needs to have mastery of theory in order to become a proficient practitioner. This type of supervision really focuses on case material in order to teach and have the supervisory learn the mastery of the theory. Technical supervision. This too is very much how it sounds. This type of supervision is where the supervisor dives deep into the case with the counselor and is really problem-focused. The emphasis is on what should be done in counseling and is more action-oriented. There are 3 forms of technical supervision. So 1 is planning and strategies to be used with clients. 2 is an explanation of what the counselor will say when they're with the client. And 3 is really facilitating an exploration with the counselor of what happened in session when they were with the client. In summary, as a supervisee, it is imperative that you take an inventory and know what you're going to need from supervision. It's imperative that you interview a future supervisor that is going to meet your needs and your learning style. It's also imperative that you learn to ask for your needs to be met from the beginning of the supervisor-supervisee relationship, and being able to assert for your needs to be met. Good luck finding a match on a supervisor. I know when I have, it has really impacted my career in a positive trajectory and has influenced me to provide supervision in a way where I'm constantly contemplating how I can best impact the developing counselor as well as client outcomes. If you like this video, consider giving it a thumbs up. If you feel that you're learning from counselor tips and want to continue to learn, consider subscribing to this channel. And hey, if you know a supervisee that needs some assistance finding a supervisor or evaluating the supervision relationship they're in, consider sharing this video. Let's help make their process easy too. See you soon.